Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're back in Grand Theft Auto Online, of course, and we're customizing the Declasse Vigero ZX with the HSW upgrade on it. Haven't done this yet on PC. I've done this before on the Xbox, but it's been quite a long time since I did it, so I figured I would give this thing a customization and review today. I took my Vigero, I de-upgraded it, or downgraded it, whatever you want to call it. And we're starting with a clean slate today. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off by modifying this thing within the LS car mate here, as you guys can see. And we're going to start off with the HSW upgrade, which I believe is going to be $550,000. Not that terrible of a price, all things considered, especially since this car is just under $2 million. I feel like this is actually a pretty valid price point for this vehicle. But anyway, we got it upgraded here. We got the HSW on it now. We're going to start off with the armor. We're going all the way up on that. Brakes, we're going to put on HSW brakes, of course. For the bumpers, we have a few different options here. Kind of thinking I want to go for something carbon fiber-esque, but I'm not 100% sure on it just yet, so we'll see here. Kind of thinking I like the carbon street bumper. We could also do the secondary street bumper though as well. Maybe secondary street bumper, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to be feeling the carbon on this thing as much, so we'll check this out. We got the secondary diffuser here as well. We have the vented diffuser, which is a little bit different. We also have the racer diffuser. Oh, I kind of really like the look of that. Let's do the secondary racer diffuser maybe. Ooh, actually the competition diffuser is pretty good looking too. Nah, I feel like the racer diffuser looks a little bit better in my opinion, so I think I'm gonna go for that one. So we'll just stick with that. For the engine, we will go for the HSW engine tune. Let's go ahead and throw that on. For the exhaust, we have a bunch of different options here that we can go for. The bronze ones are kind of interesting looking, but at the same time, I feel like maybe just the double titanium exhaust is a good option. So we'll go for that. For the grills, we got the black sports grill, chrome sports grill. We got the secondary sports grill. Secondary, honestly, might not be too bad. We also have the black honeycomb grill. We also have that in chrome and secondary as well, or we have the black GT grill in chrome or secondary as well. I'm kind of thinking I want to go for the honeycomb grill or the secondary GT grill. You know what, let's go for that one. We're going to do it in the secondary color, and then we'll use the secondary to make it look really interesting. So for the hoods, we got the stock hood, we got the secondary hood, we got the carbon hood, we got the vented hood, which just puts the little tiny vents there. We got the secondary vented hood, we got the carbon vented hood, we got the aftermarket hood, got that secondary or carbon as well. We also have the race hood, secondary or carbon. We have the street hood, secondary or carbon. We have the vanity hood, which is pretty cool. It's kind of reminds me of the Corvette ZR1, which is kind of sweet. So I'm almost tempted to do it. I typically wouldn't go for that, but it is in carbon and nothing else on the car is going to be carbon, so I feel like it doesn't really make sense. So maybe we should avoid that. I do kind of like the stock hood, to be honest though. I might keep the stock hood. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I do like it a lot. I know that. Maybe just the stock hood, honestly. I think we're just going to end up keeping it. Let's just go for that. Xenon for the lights. We're going to put the neon kit on front, back, and sides. And for the color of that, I will do red actually, just because I like the red look. So we will do that. We got the white stripes livery here. We got the black stripes. We got the stripes with color. We got the weekend racer livery. We got the camo livery. We got the Bulco Racing, GTO Racing. We got the Los Santos Boars, the Aero Extreme Racer, the HSW Racing, and of course the HSW Elite as well. Not 100% sure yet. We're gonna have to see what we want to do with this car. We also have some louvers that we can put on here as well, which is kind of cool. Not a super huge fan of louvers generally. The race louvers are okay looking. The aftermarket louvers I'm not a fan of. Same with the tuner louvers, not a fan of those either. I'm kind of thinking no louvers, to be honest. Now, as far as the mirrors go, we got a few different options here. I kind of like the look of the secondary GT mirrors a little bit better than the stock mirrors, so we'll do that. Yellow and black for the plate. For the respray of the car, I did have it in my crew color red before, which I really do like, and I do use this car for manhunt a little bit, so I think I'm going to put it back in that color. And for the secondary color, I think that we're going to go for a classic black, because I feel like that is going to look really, really clean on this build. For the interior color, I think I'm going to keep it black, honestly. I feel it looks really good. Could go for the secondary roof on this thing if we wanted to, or carbon roof, or the HSW forged carbon roof as well. Maybe secondary roof. Let's see how it kind of looks. For the skirts, we got the secondary skirts. We got the carbon winged skirts. We got those in secondary too. We got the trim winged skirts. We also have carbon and secondary performance skirts, as well as the trim performance. We have the street skirts as well in secondary or carbon. Honestly, secondary street skirts, I really like how it looks. So I think I'm going to go for those for right now. And yeah, I think I'm just going to keep those, honestly. We do have the secondary stock spoiler here. We also have the aftermarket spoiler, which is kind of cool looking. We have the carbon street spoiler, which is kind of like the ZL1 wing in real life, which is kind of cool. I think as far as the spoiler goes, I'm just going to go for the secondary spoiler. Kind of like the look of it a little bit. So we will go for that. Suspension, I'm going to go HSW suspension. For the transmission, HSW, and the turbo, we're going to go for the stage 3 turbo, of course. For the wheels, I previously have had high-end Cheetah RRs on this thing, which I do think look really good. But I've previously had them in black, and I think that in a bronze, these could look really good, like a dark copper, for example. So I think I'm going to go for that. For the windows, we're going to do a dark smoke, and we're going to go back to the livery options quickly and just see if the black stripes look good on this or not. Kind of do like the look of it. I feel like they do look good. I don't know. I'm just not 100% set on it. I feel like I'm actually going to leave it alone. I feel like I kind of like the look of the vehicle like this. The only thing I do want to maybe look at is the secondary hood. No, it's really ugly. So never mind. This is going to be it for the build. But anyway, let's take it outside. And of course, we're going to do a sound test and a full review on the vehicle, which is going to be really cool. The HSW upgrade does make the Vigero a lot better of a vehicle, at least in terms of top speed and acceleration and things like that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a listen to this car before we take off, so let's take a listen. It sounds fairly good. It doesn't sound like anything crazy. I think it has the same sound as the Ruiner 2000, the Ruiner, the Dominator ASP, a bunch of other, muscle cars and vehicles with V8s in GTA Online. So nothing too special there. However, what is special about the Vigero ZX with HSW is the top speed, for example. It tops out at over 160 miles per hour. I think it's 162, if I'm not mistaken. And the Vigero ZX is also one of the better handling muscle cars in GTA Online, so this thing can actually be a bit of a weapon on the racetrack and in free mode as well, which is pretty sweet. Now, comparatively to the Bravado Buffalo STX, which is its main competitor in the muscle car category, this thing is kind of worse in a lot of ways because it doesn't have the Amani Tech armor plating, the missile lock-on jammer, the front-mounted machine guns, the bullet-resistant windows, everything like that. However, pure performance-wise, the Vigero with HSW will smoke the Buffalo STX. So that is something that is important to note. I'm also kind of feeling like the Vigero is actually putting the power down really, really well. I was concerned about how it was going to do, just based off of how my friends were talking about it. But so far, so good. It actually feels like it puts down the power really nicely. Feels quite controllable, especially for a car in the muscle car category. It feels pretty darn good. Not a whole lot of wheel spin, not a whole lot of oversteer, not nearly as much as I thought there would be, especially on PC. Because things are a little bit different over here, but it does feel really, really good. So that is awesome to see. The Vigero has some pretty good customization options, I do think. I think it's one of the more solid cars to customize in GTA Online, while also being a very realistic looking car in GTA Online, obviously being based off of the Camaro in real life, which is pretty sweet. I think that Rockstar did a really good job at infringing on the copyright over the Camaro when they released the Vigero ZX into the game. I definitely feel like this thing fits the bill pretty well for sure. As far as the handling goes, even with HSW, the wheel spin is not terrible. Like, obviously I have my gas pinned here, and it's making it around the corners fairly simply. It's not really a big deal, so that is very good to see. Not a whole lot of drama or anything going on. Also, with the HSW brakes on this thing, they are pretty good. Now, could they be better? Yes, they definitely could be. They could be like the weaponized Ignis with HSW, for example, and have just crazy brakes. Doesn't have brakes that are that good. However, I would say they're better than the Pfister Astron Custom, if you guys are familiar with that. So that is something to note. They're also definitely better than the Coil Brawler, which has the worst brakes in the game. So I'd say these brakes are not too special, but they are better than you would probably expect them to be. So that is good to report. Really like the customization options for this thing, really like the performance, especially with HSW. Think this is definitely going to be a car that I'm going to drive a lot more in the future in GTA Online. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for my customization and review on the Declasse Vigero ZX with HSW in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you learned something, leave a like, if not dislike, of course, and consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care. Peace.